What's up? I hope that you're having a fantastic day so far, and I hope you're ready to learn about how you can have a lot of fun whenever you're losing body fat when it comes to your meals. You don't have to sacrifice taste in order to get the results that you're after. In order to lose 10 to 15 pounds, even more than that, you can make foods that actually taste great to you. And something about myself is I've done so many fat loss phases over the years as a bodybuilder. I found really fun ways to make my food taste great and to save a ton of time on meal prep. And I do this so that I can spend more time enjoying my family, going on date nights, doing anything, honestly, other than cooking and doing a fuck ton of dishes. So if you're with me on that, let's go ahead and dive in. So I want to share this quote with you that was shared with me from my business mentors, and it helped me to realize that in order to reach my goals, I need to have specific routines that I do that result in the same outcomes or improvements every time I do them. So the quote goes like this: winners and losers have the same goals. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And this is why having a meal prep system is actually a great thing to have down. And the problem is that we think of this traditional meal prep as this really big commitment. Back whenever I first started my fitness journey, I would see my favorite influencers with these absolutely beautiful, organized meal prep spreads with everything neatly weighed out and accounted for the entire week. So naturally, I tried to go from 0 to 100. Except whenever I tried it, it was not this pretty. And I quickly realized that it was a lot of work and that there was a lot of skill and thought and practice that was put into this that I was not ready for. So I made a huge mess. I hated most of the meals that I reheated, and I wasted a lot of food. By the end of the week, those veggies were getting pretty soggy, the pancakes were not as good, and it sometimes does lead to a lot of waste. And this is why I'm so grateful for YouTube. I learned that there are so many other ways to meal prep to reach my goals that don't require so much meal prepping. And that is going to be what I'm sharing with you today, along with the 10 meals that I have used during my fat loss phases over the years to save time, still hit my nutrition goals without sacrificing taste. So I want you to go ahead and screenshot this. These are my time-saving meal prep systems that I use, and I'm going to show you how I use them with the 10 meals that I'm going to be showing you. So the first one is batch cooking, intentional leftovers, prepped ingredients, delegation, and that means with your family, with your kids. Hey, you do dishes tonight. Hey, you cook this today. How about you cook breakfast meals? Something like that. You can also hire someone to meal prep for you, and there are tons of meal prep companies out there where you can just buy certain ingredients or you can buy the full actual meal preps. We've done HelloFresh. I think we did maybe Blue Apron in the past. Those are great meal kits for dinner times as well. You don't have to do much of anything, just put it all together. And before we jump into the meals, I do want to show you some common mistakes that I have made and I've seen my clients make. The first one being thinking that you have to master meal prep in one try. Listen, that is not how this works. This is going to be a skill that you build, so practice it and be okay if you do fail at it a couple times and it doesn't go the way that you thought it would. Next is trying too many methods at once instead of mastering them one at a time. So whenever you start this, if you are doing some batch cooking and you're doing just ingredients, try to get really good at that. Do it for a couple weeks where you're just batch cooking some chicken and maybe some steak or some beef, and you're doing that each week. Keep practicing that until you've got it down, and then try to add on the next thing, okay? And remember, when we're going through these meals, you might not be a fan of all of these meals or combinations. I want you to take what you want, leave the rest. Just make sure you try the methods themselves on things that you would enjoy. So if you don't like chicken, swap it out for turkey. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the meals. So one of the easiest things that I've found to do is to do crock-pot chicken. And Dylan is not the biggest fan of crock-pot chicken, but I will tell you that this can save so much time. And if you do it right, it will taste amazing. So what you can do is just Google what kind of crock pot you have, or if you have an Instant Pot, even better, and then how much chicken you want to be cooking, what type it is, chicken breast, chicken thighs, and then it will tell you how much time and what level to put it on. For myself, I would usually put it on low, put it in overnight, put some taco seasoning on it, and make these awesome chicken nachos. And you can shred up the chicken afterwards and use it in so many different ways. You don't have to put any seasonings on it. you can put the seasonings on when you go to eat it. So then it's more versatile, okay? If I was just doing chicken nachos for that week, I would put the taco seasoning on. But if I wanted to do some barbecue chicken some days, then I would just leave it like salt and pepper, that's it, and then I would just season it whenever I would do it, right? And feel free, as we go throughout any of these, to go ahead and screenshot any of the meal ideas that we have. A lot of these have all of the ingredients, and then some of them I'll just be talking about and explaining. And then just a note too, Dylan likes to add sour cream to this, or you can do blended cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, and that'll add some extra protein and make it feel even more like nachos. Next, steak salad. These ones are awesome. So you can buy these little salad kits, and this saves you so much time on actually making the salad. You can also make your own type of salad if you pre-cut or buy some of these veggies that are pre-cut. That will help you out a ton, and you can just put it all together whenever you go to make it. I like to add in some reduced fat cheese, some croutons for some carbs, and I call this intentional leftovers. So I would never just make a steak just for a salad. I think that's kind of a waste. I would rather eat fresh steak on its own and then use the leftover steak for salads like this, or for quesadillas, or for steak and eggs or something like that. So what I would recommend is if you go out to dinner and you get a steak, get it a little bit bigger and then save the rest for a salad the next day. Or if you're cooking at home, cook a bunch of steaks all at once, eat some of them fresh, and then eat the next ones over the next week of meal prep, and you can add it to a salad like this. And meal 3 is going to be a turkey sausage, egg and cheese muffin. These are awesome. We always like to do these little egg muffins, and honestly we haven't been doing them in a while, so I think I'm going to add these back in. But I'd recommend doing the light multigrain. This is going to get you in some fiber, some reduced fat cheese. You can pick any cheese that you'd like. Just a quick egg fry that's going to not be a whole lot of time. And if you want to prep those ahead of time, you totally can. And then turkey sausage breakfast patties are great for this. Sometimes we find the frozen ones, so they last in the freezer for a while. And you just take them out, microwave it real quick, and put this all together. And then if you want to add some veggies, you can add some spinach, you can add some tomatoes, some onions, or something like that. Makes it really good. Next is the air fryer personal pizza. Like, you wouldn't believe how good this is. It's so good. So what I like to do is I like to add in some chicken, and here's another one of my time-saving hacks is buy chicken that's already cooked. So if you're somebody that's like, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time meal prepping, then buy these grilled and ready chicken slices. This is perfect. Chop it up, put it on to your pita bread, and then you can put on some tomatoes. I put on mushrooms sometimes. I've got red onions and basil on here. And then you just air fry that for 4 to 5 minutes. And then I top it with some balsamic. And you can do whatever you want with this personal pizza, dude. It is so versatile. We've done like pepperoni and mushrooms, turkey pepperoni, all kinds of things. And just make it taste really good. And this can be like a really great little lunch that you can have. And next, this is one of my favorite breakfasts, smoked salmon egg bagel. Listen, don't knock it till you try it. It's very high protein. It does have higher fat, so this is something that I usually would eat in the morning because I usually train like later in the day. So having a high fat meal like right for breakfast was usually really good for me, but it's totally up to you how your macros work out and everything, if this would work well for you. And an easy way to lower down the fat on this is to do egg whites instead of whole eggs, so then you can still have the salmon and have all the benefits from having salmon as well. And the cool thing is bagels have quite a bit of protein in them, so that's going to help you out a ton on the protein side of things. And then I like to have a little bit of berries on the side, add some spinach on there. And then I was doing tomatoes on this as well, and oh my gosh, it's fantastic. And then you can also add in, I didn't add this here, a little bit of cream cheese goes a long way too. Awesome. So next, like kind of coming off of that prepped chicken that we did, I make it into some barbecue chicken, and then you can air fry these sweet potato puffs. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Like, these are the best. If you're somebody that doesn't like sweet potatoes, if you try these, you're gonna like sweet potatoes. They're amazing. I just salt them a little bit after I air fry them, and they're great. And then I'll have a little bit of asparagus with that. And a trick on the veggie side of things is I like to cook my veggies fresh. So if you can save time on cooking them fresh, that's huge. So I buy the steamer bags, I'll air fry them, or I'll bake them. And if I do have leftovers, then I will do them for the next day. I don't like them much longer than for the next day though. So I don't recommend like meal prepping a ton of veggies because they usually get soggy and kind of gross by the end of the time. But if you do that, if you do air fry them, it kind of brings them back to like a crispier, more enjoyable, edible thing. All right, next is meal 7, and this is our protein French toast. So the protein French toast, you can make this so many different ways. This one in particular, we added in some like protein cream cheese, and you just mix together a little bit of whey vanilla protein, a little bit of the sugar-free, fat-free cheesecake mix, put a little bit of that in there, mix it up, and it makes this really awesome like cream cheese spread that you can put on top of the French toast. And for the French toast, you'd make it just like any normal French toast, except we use egg whites instead of whole eggs. This brings down the fat content slightly, and then you can up the protein content slightly by just adding in a little extra of your egg whites and having it mostly as an egg-based French toast. Makes it so good. And then we add on some berries, some sugar-free syrup, and some whipped cream, and this is such a good breakfast. So good. Now this one does take a little bit more time just because you can meal prep this, and I have in the past, but this is normally one that I like to make fresh. Meal 8, this one's super simple, eggs and oats, and you can spice this up and make it so good. So for my oats, for example, I'll do chocolate chips, I'll do berries. Today we actually added in mangoes. We had some leftover mango pieces that we added in, and that was pretty good. But you can do so many things with the oatmeal, and it's just quick oats, so it takes a minute in the microwave. Crazy. And then your scrambled eggs. Egg scrambles don't take very long at all. And you can add in a bunch of veggies here. Dylan likes to add hot sauce or sriracha to his. I just like to have mine plain, and it is so good. This is such a hearty meal. If you're somebody that struggles with hunger, you struggle with not feeling full, then this is the one for you. It's very high volume, and it's going to keep you full for longer. This is my favorite one. So the burger, air fries, and broccoli. And then we also like to have like an Olipop or something with it. It's so good. And then we actually make this reduced fat garlic aioli to dip the fries in and to put on the burger. Oh my God, it's fantastic, guys. Favorite one ever. You've probably seen this burger all the time. But if you do like a 93 or even leaner burger, you're able to get a lot of protein for not a whole lot of fat. And that's great for whenever you're cutting, because typically what I see people doing is they're going way high fat on everything. And that's why they struggle, because high fat is usually not going to make you feel very full. Your carbs are going to help you to feel full. Your fiber is going to help you feel fuller, and your protein. But if you're doing way high fat, then you're going to find that you're overeating calories often. So this is why we do things like this, and you'll see our plates, they look huge because it fills us up, it makes us feel full, gives us all the energy that we need, and it's usually a little bit lower fat. Especially being bodybuilders, we use a lot of our carbohydrates for our lifting sessions, so we need that kind of thing, right? So for the air fries, we just cut up some potatoes. You can also just buy these already pre-cut, and that's going to save you a lot of time. And then we pop them in the air fryer for like 18 minutes on 400. So you can definitely meal prep these ahead of time and then just air fry them the rest of the way. And then the broccoli, we bake this, and then Dill makes the burgers, and it's just fantastic. And then for the bun, we usually do a brioche, but I was just talking to a client who was low on fiber, and if you are not getting enough fiber through your other meals, I would suggest switching this out for a multi-grain bun. And our last one, we're going to finish it up with a dessert. So this is our Kodiak Cakes brownie and Cool Whip. You can do ice cream with this as well if you'd like. Dill does the reduced sugar, I think it's reduced sugar or reduced fat ice cream, and he's able to get a little bit more ice cream for like half the calories of normal ice cream. And those are some easy swaps that you can do, is just look at what you're eating now. Can I buy like a different version of this that is lower calorie? That's going to help you so much whenever you're trying to lose body fat. And if you're somebody that wants to still have the same taste, then that will help you out a ton, especially like towards the beginning of your journey. Or if you've just been struggling to like lose that last bit, then just take a look at what you're doing now and see where you can make those swaps. And then the Kodiak cake it has a little bit of protein in it, and I don't recommend eating it like every single day or anything like that. Your belly's probably going to hurt, just because that's a lot of like protein at a dessert, the Cool Whip, the sugar-free stuff, you want to make sure you're doing this in moderation. So whenever I say this meal is one of my favorites, it's not that I would eat it every single day. It's that I would have it in moderation, maybe every couple days or once a week or something like that. And then I would add on some strawberries, some walnuts, and that helps to get some more micronutrients in there. Right? I hope that you guys enjoyed all of these meals. I am so excited for you to try these systems so that you can like build your skills and then reach your fat loss goals as well, while also enjoying your foods. So please comment below if you would like this slide deck, or if you want me to send out the actual like meal ideas, the amounts that I do, or anything like that. And if you have any questions, please type them in the comments down below of this post, or you can type them on the Loom video comments and I will be able to answer them. All right, so thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for being here. And also thank you so much for your patience if you did try to come into the live and it wasn't working. I'm so sorry about that. But I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you soon.